Welcome to Cut Daisies and Unicorns, and this is a special announcement.
Special?
Special.
We have a special announcement?
Special announcement.
It feels special because I see the galaxy wall.
This is the galaxy wall. We have not shot here before, Steve.
Two guys flying through the universe.
It's too close to dancing, I think, if I do this.
Yes.
But yeah.
I
think
I would know. Would you beat or would I lead? I'm not sure.
Your beard's bigger, so you would get to.
All right. Got my product in.
Right.
Yeah. So, special announcement.
Right. So we are coming to you partly special, right? We're coming to you from the Earthen Warehouse Studio instead of our regular Cut Daisies studio. And so...
Should we tell them why?
Let's tell them why.
Yeah, because this last week at Tabor, CBS, CW, who knows which group it really is.
Something.
They came in and they filmed, they're doing a relaunch of 4400. So if you want to go and watch a series that won't be anything like the relaunch, you can go and watch the 4400 on Netflix right now. But they called up Phil and they're like, hey, we got a flashback. It was literally one scene. Took them 3 days to build out the sanctuary,
right.
And they're doing a flashback to the 90s with, Black Church on the south side of Chicago and doing that whole number.
Right.
And so we're back. 4400 taped at Tabor,
yeah.
And so we piled all the stuff in all of the tubs, and then we're like, yeah, we don't. And we're doing live.
Yeah.
That's the special announcement.
That's a special announcement.
Yeah, we're doing live, and
right.
So we're not really sitting down in the studio. And Sunday night, 7 p.m., we are going to be live with you again.
And that's 7 o'clock Central Time for anybody else who's around the country.
Or around the world.
Or around the world.
Or the universe.
7 o'clock Central Time is when you're going to want to check it in. So if you already like Cut Daisies Facebook page, then you're going to get an alert that says, hey, Cut Daisies is going live. And that's going to happen. 7 o'clock Central Time this Sunday. So special announcement.
I'm in an elliptical orbit around the universe right now.
Right.
That's me. That's what I'm doing. This is not a dance.
It's not a dance.
Although
it could turn into one.
The elliptical orbit dance, that might be a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my fingers pointed the wrong way for that to happen. Down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so Phil, I mean, are we just going to wing this one, or how's it all going to go for live?
Well, I think that, so what a couple of things that we want to touch on. I mean, and live is going to be live, so you know you'll never know what's actually going to occur. But there's some direction that we want to head with it. A couple of episodes, so no, just last episode.
Last episode,
we talked about catalyst moments, things that kind of just, you know, like there's the moment before it, and then there's the moment, and then there's everything that comes after it, and it kind of defines what comes after it. And so we want you to be able to think about catalyst moments, things that, you know, happened. Maybe it was books that you read, or something that happened in life, and all of a sudden it was a catalyst moment that changed your perspective or changed your, you know, path. And
for instance, President Ronald Reagan and Nancy, his wife, had a couple catalyst moments that are actually documented and recorded.
Yeah.
Where Ronald Reagan gave the testimony that not only did he see a UFO, there's even a question with the lapse of time on whether or not he was abducted by aliens.
Right.
How endearing is that? Oh my gosh.
Right.
And for the record, because we clarify, for the record, I have still yet to be abducted that I know of.
Right.
But I haven't checked the back of my neck for any
right.
pick marks or
I think it's okay right now.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so those. So as you can see, the catalyst moment can also be part of the supernatural, something that's happening that's definitely outside of, I mean, some of the stories about Reagan and his wife. What are the catalyst moments for you? What are the things that kind of change those moments? And I mean, it takes us back, like the 4400 is all about alien abduction.
Oh,
you know, so spoiler alert. And that's, you know, so going back, just because I wanted to check out, like, all right, so they're shooting the fort, like, what is it?
Yeah.
It's not well acted. It's not, I mean, but the story can, I think, can be interesting.
Man, if they had the people who shot The Mandalorian and put that all together, if they had the people approach 4400 like the Mandalorian was shot, the artwork and the shoot, the color, all of the stuff,
right?
Super, super good. If they approached it that way, whew, oh my gosh.
That's Disney money, though.
That is. It's true. It's true. Another catalyst moment that you may, and we would love to receive your email if you would rather, you know, instead of like typing it out on Sunday while we're live and sharing in that, you could send us an email and we'll read your catalyst moment live and then get, you know, interaction, you know, based on that. So that's another option that you can do. And if people are like, I'm not really sure about, like, maybe it was an interaction with the unseen divine, you know, it could be that.
Could be.
Maybe it was a moment, you know, parents can oftentimes look at their children, and their children are actually a part of catalysm that you know.
That is true.
Yeah, so change, and to your point, what was like before, what was the moment, and then how did that unfold? And oftentimes when we're in the middle of that catalytic moment, we don't even know it's occurring. And then there's some times when you're like, oh wow, this is happening right now.
Yeah, and this is like, looking back, I see this as a moment that did change.
And like right now I'm having a moment inside me because I just realized that I'm wearing a Turnpike Troubadours t-shirt and it's two roosters that are fighting, and you have Saint anyway, and there's a little chickie bird who's getting ready to be a rooster, and we didn't plan it. And I'm like, whoa, that just happened? Oh my gosh, this is cool. So we're gonna do catalytic moments. Where else are we going?
Well, I think we're gonna, you know, bring up some of the strange, right? We're gonna bring up, you know, some of our talk about aliens, and so this might also be a good opportunity for people like, you know, Heather, right? We talk about, so on the live stream, we'll be able to bring somebody on camera one at a time.
Yeah.
So
y'all can't be on camera all at the time. Yeah.
But we have the possibility of bringing people in. So if you also are sending in your catalog, you're saying, hey, I'd like to share mine live, then we can then spontaneously bring you to on that camera so that you can share in front of the whole audience.
For strange moments. Just like this.
Right.
Yeah. Oh. Boop. So it's live Sunday. We're going to follow our regular non-format format, which means that we will just go ahead and end up doing stuff, just kind of walking through the basic thing. Phil mentioned Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza is happening currently right now as we are filming this. When you get this special announcement tomorrow, it'll already be day 2 of Lollapalooza. So.
And if you have Hulu, you can see it.
Yeah, I just was seeing that they sent out an email and said, hey, so Lollapalooza, if you're missing live music and you couldn't figure out, you know, how to be able to get into the show, because it's not an easy ticket. It usually sells out pretty quickly,
and it's really expensive.
And
if you don't have any friends in Chicago, I mean, you got to pay for the hotel bill.
There you go.
Unless you're in Chicago, and then you don't have to pay for the hotel bill, but the ticket's still really expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it's great that they moved to say, hey, let's share this with the world.
So my question is, who's making all the money?
Yeah.
Because they're paying the bands the same to perform no matter where they go.
Right.
Like the bands have riders, and that's the money that they're going to make. But depending on the festival, I mean, like, there's a lot of people in Chicagoland that go to Lollapalooza.
Right.
So you have a highly attended, very expensive festival.
Right.
But they do have, I mean, it's 4 days and it's a ton of bands.
Right.
So that's probably where the money goes.
Yeah, I mean,
Bringing
it
more
goes.
bands.
Yeah, it goes noon to whenever they finish. I think there might be like 11 o'clock or so.
Yeah, and then there's
after shows, which those won't be on Hulu. But
no. Yeah. Well, hey everybody, we're super looking forward to Sunday Night Live. It's been a long time coming.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about like probably 14 episodes, or at least 12, we know for sure, since we've gone live.
Right.
And so it'll be great fodder. And we're hoping to get our little buddy John back on the producer level and pushing the buttons and all that. But if he can't make it, guess what? I know a button pusher. Yep. So anyway, but we're going to be back in the Tabor studio, downstairs in the basement of Tabor, and that's where we're going to shoot from, and we're looking for a good time.
Right. That's like our third studio.
I know. We're like, if ever we're like for a lack of ideas, we just come up with another studio.
Right. Just say, we need another studio.
Yeah.
So other topics, we were talking about aliens and the weird and the strange.
Yeah, I think with what's going on, I mean, I usually like to work in threes.
Right.
So I'm using our gentle, kind, like our warm-up as section 1, you know. So we'll talk about the weather. By the way, it's sticky hot and 80% humidity in Chicago.
Yeah,
like
fun.
91 degrees. People in Iowa are like, 91?
Yeah.
Ha! We can make ice cubes with that because it's 101 here. Well, we're sorry about that, but yeah, stinky, sweaty. So we'll just do our casual open, and then we'll head
just
on
as we're getting sound up and making sure that's coming across.
Everybody can hear and getting feedback about that and all that stuff. Yep. And yep, Catalyst and the strange.
The strange.
Yeah.
The weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have things that are strange and weird, bring them to the show. Let's talk about it.
Do you?
Do you?
Do you have strange, weird things? Or are we the strangest of the weird?
Right. We could just talk about us too, since
well, you know, in a very two white male, privileged, long-bearded, narcissistic ways to do that.
Speaking of long beards, somebody says to me, so tell me the story of your beard. And I was like, well, that's a weird way to put it.
You know what I would have done? I would have like dug through and did one of these numbers, and I'm like, maybe my tree gnome that I carry right back here can tell you the story. Goofballs. Put it in the story.
Right, I'm like, the story.
Does your beard have a story? I can tell you a story about my beard, but yeah. Or shall we launch on the emasculation of the Western cultured male? And one of the reasons, hey, if I have hair growing, it might just as well grow.
Why not?
Well, I mean, not that anybody really wants to hear us talk about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I say, that's the story. Why not?
Well, everybody, it's always great for us to get out from our comfort zone, from having a table in front of us and all of that, and just be able to connect with you. So this is a special announcement.
Special announcement.
How'd you like my tire pressure sounds from the tire pump from the guy? Oh, yeah. Season 3, Episode 2. If you haven't heard it, get into it so that you can be able to follow along with what's going on Sunday.
For sure.
And
get her done.
All the things that are drooping include the camera right now. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you Sunday.
Peace. Boom.